kill me, but you will never destroy me. It takes strength to resist the dark side.
Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one.
Are you kidding? Why the hell should I wait for you?
I know what it's like to try and rebuild a life. I had a bad day too, once.
If you're having nightmares, then welcome to the club. My name's Subaru Natsuki, and I am the Knight of Amelia.
Right now, all I can give you is just death.
It wasn't for you in particular.
You fought 100 men because it's not in your nature to run away.
If you are feeling disheartened, that you are somehow not enough, set your heart ablaze.
It's one of those nights, ladies and gentlemen. It is one of those nights. So, my mind is absolutely scrambled from... Is my mic hot? Might be a little hot. Let me adjust that really quick. My brain might be a little scrambled from overwork, and one of the topics we might eventually get into is just the sheer abusiveness of, trying to be an anime creator. But for now, that is going to go on the wayside. There's a lot of random little things I found. Twitter is like a gold mine when it comes to just random silly anime topics and content to go over. Memes, I love memes. I do like me to do some funny stuff. I do like to do me some funny stuff. Should word that properly. And I actually got my hands on another indie comic that I do want to talk about tonight, because this one is actually really, really freaking good. But hello to everyone, and I see RG Energy is there. Thank you for watching. And I guess I'll start the night off by talking a little bit about the insanity of this book, actually. And just how impressively it's performed since its launch. So a couple months ago, I actually found out about Hero Darky Dark and his creation. It wasn't available yet, and I watched another streamer who covers indie comics go, kind of ballistic about it not being available but being advertised. So yeah, him and I both, though, ended up getting our copies, and we both agreed that this book is really freaking good. Like, really shonen, really fun to read, and I wanted to get my review out of it today before I went live on this stream. However, I had the issue of my computer being absolutely overloaded. Because I work on my laptop, and apparently when you use Filmora, there's like 3 different places where video information gets deposited, and you have to go through and delete all 3 versions of that file in order to properly delete the video off of your computer for the space. So I had every bit of recording I had ever done archived somewhere deep within Filmora's files. And I had to go in and find that and delete 570 gigs worth of archived recordings. 570 gigs. Yeah, it was insane. But now my computer has tons of space. I feel really happy about that, so yay me. Anyway, I wanted to get the review out, but that stopped me. So hold on. Getting a random call really quick. I am going to have to take this. How did you notice that with my hat and headgear on? Never mind. It was not what I expected. We're good. Yeah, I actually did get my hair cut It was last Sunday, so tomorrow it'll be a week. And I am honestly genuinely impressed that you actually notice that when I have a hat and headgear on and you can see almost nothing. It's fucking wild, and bro. Okay, I gotta. There we go. So anyway, back to the. I got serious. I have I have been seriously sidetracked. So let me bring this up because I really do like this project, and I believe this guy deserves all the attention for it. So this is Relentlessly Bullied Hero, and it is a comic that was inspired by My Hero Academia. Inspired by it's not a copy of. There are some similarities, but overall, it is its own unique thing. And I backed the Kickstarter campaign, so I already have my book, and I am very satisfied with how it read, with how it came out. But here on Global Comics, you can buy the PDF for $7, and there's also an option to free sample it to see what you're getting into. So absolutely do recommend you check it out. And because I talk kind of regularly with Hero Darky Dark across the internet, I do happen to know that he's trying to get he's trying to get his physical stuff up on Amazon. So if you're into all the physical comics and stuff like that, you too can get yourself a copy of this. But basically, the premise is you have a guy who wants to be a hero in a world where heroes are just doing it for clout and praise. And it just so happens that he owes a debt to a very powerful magic wielding villainess who happens to be the big titty goth girl who likes to bully him. And he can't do shit about her. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It is My Hero Academia meets Love After World Domination. Overall, very good. Your hair is usually coming out. Your hair, how long? Yeah, actually, I guess that's fair. Normally, I do have it coming out of the. I forget about that sometimes. Anyway, okay, hold up. I got to pull that back up. One of the things that I need to point out here is if you look here, this has been up for 4 days, I believe. Right here, you can see 8.4K views on a first indie comic in about 4 days. And trust me, it is worth all of that attention. It has absolutely, like, it is absolutely something that is fun. So if you're a fan of shonen and you want to support a little guy, definitely check it out. I am starting with the shill this week because I didn't get to it until the very end, and this is one that I still need. This video that I'm going to do over the weekend, all about this and why you should read it. I mean, if you like dominant bitches, dominant goth, big titty bitches, yeah, it's funny, it's entertaining. It is like pure shonen in the best ways possible. I absolutely love it. What shall we move into? I gotta go through here and find some stuff because I have like a million freaking. Oh, this reminds me. I got this. So I have been watching recently, and the only anime I actually got around to watching this week because of work is Delicious in Dungeon. And that show has absolutely no right to be has absolutely no right to be as good as it is. And I'll be honest, it's kind of a slow burn. It starts as like a 7, and it takes a little while to find its feet, but once it does, it goes to a 9. Like the whole story fucking changes in an episode. Like you think it's just like this goofy little exploration adventure series, and all of a sudden they drop some fucking world building on you that changes the entire thing. It's fantastic. I love it. When it's finally over, I'm going to do a fucking deep dive review of it because it is excellent. But I did find some funny memes that I wanted to bring up because it is a fairly popular series that you can find on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, because I happen to yar har fiddly dee, being a pirate is okay to be, you know, that kind of stuff. So here we go with the memes. We're going to start off with the funny one. So this is from an episode full of shapeshifters, and this isn't the actual character. This is a shapeshifter version of the character. And here's the post. I found out the Japanese fans are calling this the American comic book style Marcel, and I'm wheezing. So, yeah, the Japanese have a sense of humor when it comes to this stuff. They like their fan service, they like their art, and they have been making fun of American comic books for a little while now for all the shit we've been pulling. And honestly, we deserve it, which is, again, why you go and buy indie comics, because indie comics actually still have, people who actually care about stuff. Or manga, because, again, manga is still something that people care about making and taking seriously. But yeah, I mean, it's funny to see that the memes have started spreading across the internet, the interwebs. There's that. There's that. We'll get into some of the CGI. Oh, another meme. Another meme. Actually, maybe I should wait until Rolo shows up. How about, I don't think Rolo's seen some of the characters from this week's fight selection. So let's bring that up. Because this is something I always like to talk about. Is like people just go based off of power or which one they like. I actually try to be fair in my analysis of these things. So we have Killua versus Kid Sasuke this week. I have another one that I will go absolutely like balls to the wall autistic on after this. But for now, let me explain something. If you're not familiar with Hunter x Hunter, Killua is the son of a family of assassins. And before even getting into the power system of Hunter x Hunter, he was able to rip a guy's heart out before the dude even realized he was being attacked. It was one of the most ruthless freaking events that I had ever seen in anime, honestly. It was just straight up like this dude's talking all this shit about a little kid. Like he's this big buff dude talking all this shit. And I'm like, okay, this guy's got death flags written all over him. And then Killua just like walks past him, or that's what it looks like. And then like shows him a little bag holding the dude's heart in it. Now, they do not specify what time period. Hell.
What's up?
Just talking about one of this week's fight picks that I found on Twitter.
Killua versus Sasuke?
Yeah.
Killua.
There's literally no restrictions on like where Killua is, and they say Kid Sasuke. So we're going to assume up to when he leaves the village. So like curse mark and everything.
See, I don't know Killua's power, but I just know everybody knows Killua's power, so. And basically, everybody's always going to say, like, Killua.
Yeah, honestly, I do think Killua wins this one. I was kind of about to get into, like, why I think this is, like, Killua is the winning bet. Basically, his ability He can create lightning, but he can also program that lightning to do things. So one of the things he did is he actually programmed it to auto react. So he has a form of ultra instinct.
Can he do that as a kid?
Yes,
So that beats
this is literally him during that arc where he unveils that power, I believe.
That beats Sasuke because Sasuke couldn't control Chidori even when he was fighting Naruto for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say is then it comes to speed. And another application Killua used is called Godspeed, which made him able to run across an entire country inside of a night.
Okay, so do you remember when Sasuke and Naruto are first like fighting at the heck is it called?
The hospital or
the statues of at the end when he's about to leave the village.
Yeah, what is it? Like I forget the name. It's like
Valley,
the Valley of something.
Valley. Yeah, Valley of something. When they're fighting there, Sasuke overuses Chidori at one point. And his his curse mark is going off too, but we're gonna remove the curse mark for this part. He still can't control Chidori fully.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is even if you give Sasuke the curse mark, Killua was able to successfully hold off what's the guy's name? Montutuyupi. I believe that's the character's name, which is basically this like really fucking powerful hybrid creature that not even professional hunters could properly handle. And Killua was able to not actually like hurt him or anything, but he was able to go toe to toe with him for a brief period of time using Godspeed and his ability to, program his lightning. So basically he was doing like stun attacks on the guy and then just attacking him without being able to be hit.
Yeah, I mean, Sasuke kind of gets his butt kicked like a lot in early Naruto. So I have to give it to Killua, even though I have not seen Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. It's that one was actually kind of like a fairly thought out one. Like you do have like two like really like kid assassin types. It's just Killua's feats kind of beat the hell out of Sasuke's.
Yeah. I mean, Sasuke doesn't even really have any super crazy feats until Shippuden. And until towards the end of Shippuden, for that matter. He's not in Shippuden that much.
No, actually, he is not. Here we go. Here is I believe this is Sekiro. Guys, I got to show this because memes. I love me some memes.
Of course.
And I think you'll get a kick out of this.
On this show. Memes are some of the best part of this show.
The internet. So I won't display the full thing, unfortunately, but we can still kind of see what's going on here. I forgot to turn.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get Elden Ring and just make a scout build.
Is this Elden Ring or is this Sekiro?
I think this is Elden Ring.
Actually, up here I see the bar. I think this might actually be Elden Ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that doesn't look like I don't think you can change the Sekiro's armor. I think he just looks like that throughout the game. You can upgrade him, but I've never seen him in different clothes other than the orange like cape and stuff.
Yeah, dude. I want to get Elden Ring, even though Dark Souls 3 kicked my ass and I never got past like the first 5% of the game.
Bro, I love Dark Souls 3.
Eventually I'm gonna get a PC and I'm gonna stream playing that game because it'll be fun.
Dude, I've beaten that game. First time I needed a lot of help. New game +1, I need a lot of help. Now I don't need help. But like I still do though sometimes. Like I'll still get myself in positions where I'm like, oh shit. But I did a run of Dark Souls 3 with my friend. He's been on my show a couple times. We just call him Brock because I don't give his name away. But so Brock and I did a killing every boss run. So that means you find like all the hidden bosses in every location and kill them too, because there's a lot of hidden bosses in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So we went through and literally wiped the freaking everything, and then we saved. It took me a good 2 or 3 years, probably, to beat the final boss of the final DLC of Dark Souls 3. And that's not consecutive playing it, obviously. Because I needed breaks of months in between. But every time I'd go back to it, my character would still be at that boss fight, and that was the final thing I had to do to complete the game.
Do you know how bad I am at the like From Software style games?
I don't.
This is going to be like this is like one of my most embarrassing stories. I had to turn the difficulty down playing Fallen Order to beat the game. Just the final boss. Just against the last Inquisitor.
Oh, she sucks though. She sucks, dude. I don't blame you. She's a
like
pain.
I was playing on normal though. So
I think I played on normal the first time I ran through that game, and then I went back and played it on the hard mode.
It was that was a thing that I did. I suck at those kinds of games because whenever something happens, I panic and just start pressing buttons.
Yeah, but you also can't. That game's a little bit different than like Dark Souls level because you can't make your lightsaber do any more damage than it already does. You can't. You can only get as many health as you pick up, right? You can't like go back to a location and upgrade BD. Like you can do that with your Estus flask in Dark Souls. You can go and if you find Estus shards, you can go back, upgrade your Estus flask.
Mm-hmm. Can't you get a few extra shots for BD though?
Yeah, you can get them, but it doesn't. It's not like it gives you any buff or gives you any extra effect or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like throughout Dark Souls, you can upgrade the hell out of your character, and you can make his like you can kill bosses with a shield. Like if you level up stuff like that.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Yeah, right. Like you could, and if you're a mage, right, you might be like a character who dies in one hit, but your magic is so good you can just wipe the battlefield with one hit. Like Dark Souls has so many different things that Fallen Order doesn't have.
Either way, I want to play Elden Ring so I can do a guts build. That's what I want to do.
I want to do
because apparently that's like an actual thing. You can find like a Dragon Slayer lookalike.
Yeah.
You can make your character look like Guts. That's something I want to do because a lot of that game is actually inspired by Berserk, which is really my interest in it. Like the Erd Tree, Melania. There's even like a graveyard of swords.
Yes. I have played a little bit of Elden Ring. I don't have it yet. I was waiting for the first DLC to come out. DLC is about to drop, I think, soon or this summer or something like that. So I'm planning on buying the game then.
All right. So to kind of move through a bunch of little topics, I'm going to show you an image and I want you to guess what the caption for this image is.
What?
I guarantee you won't get it right.
Can't be the most hated characters in anime.
Brutal. I guess that's close. You have 3 bullets. Who are you shooting first? And I have to ask, why the fuck is Ichigo on here?
And why is Gojo on there?
Naruto. Like these 3 make absolutely no sense. I know people hate Gabi, but I actually think she's a very well written character.
We can't say why we hate her.
Yeah.
We all hate her for the same reason. Everybody hates her for the exact same reason. Because of what happens in that scene right there.
Mm-hmm. She like they purposely make her that way to give her character development. I'm just gonna say that. And by the end, I actually really liked her character. I thought she was one of the best written characters in Attack on Titan.
By the end of Attack on Titan, she's really good. When she's first introduced in the beginning of season 4, She is such a see you next Thursday to everybody and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not have a problem. I did not have a problem when certain people after this scene just beat the living shit out of her and Falco for like a couple seconds until someone stops them. I was like, yeah,
Right.
beat that. Throw him off. Throw him off. Like,
Mhm.
I was like, do it.
No, but like, you know, it really hits hard though. Like when she goes through her whole like repentance arc, pretty much, and like she's realizing like
Yes,
the stuff she's been growing up listening to isn't
yes.
exactly true, and like the world is more nuanced than what she's been told. And
She's
like,
much better later in the show. Now, I will say one thing. Forget his name, but the alchemist in the top middle is too good for a bullet. Or, I mean, a bullet's too good for him. He deserves like worse, much worse.
So, I was gonna say this is a really easy fucking choice. I was gonna say
The bullet's too good for him.
This guy Griffith and Donzo, but now you've said that, I'm going with Kira, the fucking hand, the creepy hand lover, Donzo and Griffith, and this guy. I am going to enact vigilante justice, and we're going to tie him up, electrocute him just to the brink of death, and then we're gonna throw him into a lake somewhere.
Yes,
and just
also
delete...
cut his penis off. Just for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
Castrate
like
him.
I can't understand for the life of me like why half of these characters are on here. Like I can't tell if this is a troll.
He started doing things.
Show Tucker, that's his name. Show Tucker.
3 shots for Gabi.
Yeah. Y'all putting Gabi, a 12-year-old brainwashed child soldier who overcame her brainwashing, in the same category as a man who fused his dog with his daughter.
Yeah, that's legit.
This guy gets it. Griffith. Show Tucker, then Griffith again. And yeah, see, like this shit is just why the fuck? I'm curious here.
Yeah, that's the fact though. Bullets would do nothing to eat any of them.
Yeah.
Ichigo would eat that bullet. Gojo, the bullet would just bounce off. Ichigo would just get shot by it. In fact, Ichigo has been shot. He would just eat the bullet. Right? Naruto would dodge it. He'd miss.
No, you'd hit Naruto when he'd use a substitution jutsu. No, actually, I don't think he does that one. It'd be like a shadow clone.
No, he does substitution sometimes because he substitutes himself as the as Sasuke Shuriken.
That was a transformation jutsu.
I guess you're right.
Either way, Naruto's got fucking tricks. He's...
If we're going by that, though, the only person here that could actually... The only 3 people that I... Who's the guy in the purple?
This guy?
Yeah.
This is Yoshikage Kira. Probably my favorite villain from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. This is...
I thought that was JoJo's.
Part 4. He is the Killer Queen has already touched that doorknob guy.
Okay.
Basically, he is a serial killer who hunts down young women and cuts off their hands because he has a fetish for hands.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a real fucking creep.
I know a llama with a hat that used to do that.
They recently put that all together and did like a finale for it.
Yeah, do you remember that where he's like, I had a hunger that only hands
for hands. Yeah.
That only hands can satisfy or something like that. But yeah, so the only 3 people on here that I know of that could literally take a bullet and die would be Light, Tucker, and Gabi. Other than that, everybody else on here, they would just eat the bullet.
Yeah, we're assuming though that the bullet's automatically going to kill them no matter what.
Yeah,
either way, I mean, I don't see why Gabi gets the hate. I know people are upset over what she does and they will never forgive her. And it's
Roman's gonna hate her. Roman's gonna hate her when he first meets that character.
Oh, is he a fan?
Everybody's a fan. Who's not a fan? Come on.
All right. Fair enough. You're right.
Everybody is a fan.
Honestly, I was more a Krista fan than anything.
Well, yeah, but yo. Well, we can call her Historia now. He's past that.
Oh yeah, I forget.
Because if he saw like Kenny and all that, and now he's at the Shiganshina arc, so that's after.
One of the things I really freaking like about Krista is they didn't just make her a damsel in distress. I thought she was just going to be like the kawaii, like cute looking character who's just there to like make things a little bit like visually appealing, like oh so sweet. No, she's actually a badass.
Yeah,
like she actually deserves a place in the story. I wish they would have used her a little bit more, but Historia, absolutely a great character.
Yep. I honestly, for a little while there, I thought something was going to happen between her and Eren.
I thought she had a thing for Eren.
Yeah, but then she ends up with, they talk about it, how she's with some dude from the farms or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I know. That's just kind of a, anyway.
But yes.
Either way, I mean, she does kind of get her own little happy ending at the end of the story.
Look at the picture they chose for Griffith, dude.
Well, I mean, what other picture are they going to choose? Him absolutely demolishing Casca? You can't show that up. Well, actually, you can, because I've been seeing a lot more of that shit lately on Twitter. But
you can show pretty much anything on Twitter.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, this is an easy choice. I think they just ran out of characters to hate, and they're like, oh well, people don't really like Naruto. People talk about how Ichigo's shit, and Light is kind of a gray area, and well, we'll just throw Gojo in there.
I actually I don't hate Danzo as much as most people do.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it,
I think Danzo actually had like some, like I can understand Danzo. I still hate him because he is an evil scumbag for everything like he manipulated the village into doing.
He wasn't wrong though.
But at the same time, like he's basically like a really good analogy for the CIA.
Yes.
And sometimes he is absolutely right about like his course of action. Technically, he did do some good things protecting the village. It wasn't like he was out to like absolutely ruin the village, but at other times you could tell he was playing the same games the CIA does.
Yes. I mean, he's a piece of shit, but he wasn't wrong about Naruto or Sasuke. Like, he was correct about everything. He was also correct about the Uchiha clan that we're going to take over the village. He was right.
Yeah. But it would have been interesting, like they had the whole like side story of like what if Minato had survived, and like how like they talked the Uchiha down and like kind of worked everything out.
There's a YouTube channel he's doing right now. He's doing what if Minato was reincarnated into Naruto.
Honestly, instead of Boruto, couldn't we have gotten like a Minato series?
That would have been sick.
Like Minato's road through life, like from his training in the academy. Because like you have the third great ninja war in there.
And the third Hokage was his sensei, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and then he ends up training Kakashi, Obito.
No, that's wrong. The third Hokage was Jiraiya's sensei, and Jiraiya taught Minato.
Yeah.
And then Minato taught Kakashi, and Kakashi taught Naruto.
Yeah. Plus, you would get Minato eventually, like, picking Kakashi, Rin, and Obito.
Mm-hmm. Doing the bell test and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would have been
great
sick.
stuff. All right.
We would have got a lot more of like Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru too.
Oh yeah, actually, like I believe for the most part that like a Minato series would have been a good like side story.
Absolutely.
Boruto could have worked, but Boruto just absolutely shredded everything about Naruto that was interesting. It kind of like went too techy with it. It kind of like it has a bunch of conflicting themes.
I hate the technology.
I do. I can understand why it's there. Like, honestly, like now that I've like kind of looked into it, I don't believe Boruto actually did anything wrong in using the ninja tech during the exam. Because isn't the whole point of being a shinobi being able to have tricks and be stealthy and deceive people?
I guess. But
they kind of like turn the shinobi into like samurai, and that's like, isn't that the antithesis of?
But at the same time, the training exam is also like you should be using your own abilities.
Well, 1010's whole ability is ninja tools, and she was allowed to take the exam.
Yeah, but her ninja tools don't create jutsus that no one's ever like. No one knows. Like none of the other kids know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't know. I just think I hated the fact that
It's so fucking conflicting about about everything. It destroys all the good parts of Naruto. It conflicts itself. It doesn't deal with like the one proper thread that the series had, which was when are we going to get an Uchiha Hokage to finally end the bad blood between the Senju and the Uchiha?
yes.
And you had that all set up, position Sarada as Naruto's disciple and Boruto as Sasuke's disciple, and how they like both take on the roles of the other's parents.
Yeah.
Like Boruto being the Shadow Hokage who does all the sneaky shit out in the world, and Sarada being the one who actually like operates the village and does things as the public face.
And I
You could
also
have done some
that,
amazing storytelling with that.
I
but
still
no.
think it's gonna go that way eventually.
Well, yeah, because I
Right.
mean, they do kind of have that, but I really wish that Sarada would have done like a lot more training under Naruto
Yes.
and like kind of like taken like a role directly as his student, kind of like Boruto does for Sasuke.
I think the coolest thing about Boruto is that you get the 5 Kage and Naruto and Sasuke. Well, the 4 Kage plus Naruto and Sasuke all fighting Momoshiki.
Mm-hmm.
Which that fight in the movie is mid, but that fight in the actual show, the animation is so freaking good, and the ninja tools and the different type of jutsu that Sasuke and Naruto are back and forth using, and that scene, bro, when they both they get their butts kicked for a second, and they both get up and they just right in.
I'm not gonna lie, I
That's
do
just
regularly watch that whole fight.
That fight's
because
amazing.
it's just great.
Let's
and that's
get
about
him, Sasuke!
Like, that's about the only part of Boruto that I enjoy.
And one thing that Boruto gave us that was really awesome was the one arc where the Uchiha dude like came back who was implanting the eyes.
Sheen?
Yes. Sakura got a good fight.
Oh, yeah, that's actually true.
Sakura fucked him up, dude.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I did watch
in the
that
giant
one.
underground cavern, and she's just like going ham.
Yeah, Sakura actually like getting to display that she's like worth being one of the big three.
She was trained by Tsunade, and Tsunade is strong. She's the strongest Kage, like physically. So that was sick.
Yep.
I did not like what they did with Onoki.
Yeah. I don't want to think about Boruto any longer.
No, I do like I think Mitsuki and Orochimaru were like the most interesting. And I like that Orochimaru was like the homie again. Like he would help them out with a lot of different stuff. And he was like and you still got to see like Karin and freaking what's
Suigetsu?
Yeah, Suigetsu. Suigetsu's the man.
The lovable idiot.
Yeah, dude. But he's actually really smart too. When he sometimes.
Every time I play Pokemon and I use a Vaporeon in a playthrough, I always name it Suigetsu just because.
There you
go. Shifting gears a little bit, I'm going to pull something up. What do you think of this? Do you recognize this? Does your lawyer tell you not to?
I don't recognize it, I don't think.
Okay. It's just something. So I follow someone on Twitter, and I happen to know what this is because I've gone into like the deep, dark hell of the internet at many points.
That hentai?
Yes, and I could actually tell you what the name of the hentai is. And
in fact, I have a whole report written on it.
But basically some guy I follow who constantly does like the whole like rating thing that popped up in my like he's constantly like retweeting like fan art of like anime girls and stuff that popped up in my feed because of him. And I'm just like, oh fuck, why is this circulating? I don't want to know why a hentai from like the early 2000s is circling in my feed.
If you follow anime pages on Twitter, you will eventually come across hentai. It just happens.
Yeah,
Nothing you can do about it.
Unavoidable.
It is completely unavoidable. Don't don't scroll on Twitter where anybody can see your phone. In general, like no matter who you follow.
Yeah.
Just in general.
I do have another meme that I do want to bring up.
Let's go.
Just for you, buddy. Just for you. If you want to know more about them, I can tell you where to find them.
He's the one who just kept naming anime chicks that would fix him the other day on our stream. He's like, oh yeah, Eno can fix me.
Oh, I showed my brother that clip and he's like, yeah, dude, that's some fucking simping, dude. That is like hardcore simping.
Oh, you showed him the end of that?
I did. Anyway, I do have another fight, but you will not know any of the characters, so I'll probably go a little longer once you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And just go over that because, I mean, it's basically who's the better Spider Girl, and I personally have my pick because one's from a series that I actually really fucking love.
Spider Devil from Chainsaw Man.
It's not that. They're both isekai characters.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know probably. What do you mean it's not? He said it's not simping. How's it not simping?
Bro, you literally said you would be okay if Revy fucking toaster bathed you, okay?
Yes, you literally said if she stepped on you. You quote unquote said she could step on me.
Okay, if he watches Freeran, he's gonna be the kind of guy who is totally okay, who's like in the Ubel armpit fucking lover category. Like the ultra like S tier simp shit, okay?
Well, I literally said, I was like, Revy would kill you. Mm-hmm. And he says, it's okay, she can do that. Hey,
how is that any different?
What? Yeah, how is that any different? My last moments could be with her.
You're saying you're okay if she ends you. How is that not simping?
I mean, to be fair, I guess I'd rather be like, if I'm like fighting off an army and like then just smoking hot chick comes up and she's the one who kills me, then like I guess I'd prefer that as opposed to like some fucking like. Nah, then you'd be like, you die knowing you just got murked by a chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like the Black Widow movie all over again. If I'm gonna go, I'd rather die by her. As opposed to what else? He said, quote unquote, if she was real. I had to look up cosplay. Be like, she is real. She's had a lot of cons. I want to take Roman to a con, dude.
Bro.
And I'm just gonna go and get pictures with all the cosplayers and make them join me.
Oh.
Drowning spiders and Latinos. Yeah.
Okay.
Spiders aren't gonna kill you. There's like a handful of spiders on the planet that could actually kill you, that you would run into.
All right. I want to watch this. I want to see your reaction to this meme. You've seen the Knuckles approve memes, right?
I believe so.
All right. Let's make sure that the volume.
Approve. I don't know. Approve.
She would kill you. Roman would love Bambi. She would kill him, but at least he gets to die by her hands, right?
Bambi and Katniss, yeah, approved.
Approved.
No.
It's now illegal. Approved.
Yes.
Approved.
Yes.
Halle Bell, yeah.
Halle Bell, yes.
Approved.
I don't know
No.
who that is.
Approved.
Approved.
Approved. Approved.
That's no.
Approved.
No. Yes. Fuck.
Approved. 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 I don't know. Approved.
No. No.
Go now and never return. Approved. Huh?
Yes. Still.
I don't know.
Fucking absolutely.
Approved. 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 Approved.
No. Fuck no.
That's the entire. I've always loved those memes where they just go through a series and just do that shit.
Dude, one thing I can say for sure is that Kubo knows how to draw his women. There's every single body type of woman though in Bleach. It is very inclusive.
Mm-hmm. That was way up. I wanted to pull this up. Crimson, do you want to join me for my Smash Pass tier list? I'm a little scared too, considering the gay stuff you've said in the past. I mean, knowing you, it could be like a Smash or Pass list of like all your exceptions. Or like women who could fucking kill me. And like, I'm okay with a woman killing me.
Yeah, but
the only way I want to go out though is if she crushes my skull with her thighs, or if she crushes my skull by swinging her massive fucking jugs into the side of my head.
So,
you don't know how to react to that.
So there's a difference between smashing a woman who can kill you and being killed by a woman who can kill you. There's a difference.
True.
Doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna like conclude your time together and then she's just gonna go and you just die. Like, you know, like she might like you. She can still kill you.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Like if there's
what I'm talking about is I would totally take someone like Orihime, okay? She's my kind of woman.
Yes. But
orange hair, big tits,
less,
the sort of ditzy type.
Maybe with a little bit more brain cells.
No, dude. The fucking the retardation is one of the good features. There's another character. So there's an anime out there called Tomo-chan is a girl. And it's basically, if you watch Weebs and Waifus, Ivan will talk about it on like every stream. But I wasn't even interested in that character because I read the manga, I watched the anime way before they ever found out about any of that series. And there's this chick, the blonde chick named Carol, who was always my favorite character in it because I kid you not, she was absolutely senseless, like had no like sense, no social sense whatsoever, but was the smartest person academically.
Huh.
Like she absolutely had no idea how to interact with people, and she's an absolute ditz. But when it came time to take a test, she was the smartest person there. It was like the big mystery of it. And there's also a joke about like teenage pregnancies in there that they cut out because it would make it really fucking awkward. Like there's this whole joke because like everyone's wondering like how Carol can be like 16 years old, but her mom's only like 29. At the very end of the manga, they give like a little like bonus chapter about what happened there. Good. Very risque jokes.
So Roman says, "Oh, you're gonna sit here and tell me Tsunade wouldn't make you want to be better men?" Tsunade's a MILF, man. No one's denying that.
Tsunade's a baddie, yeah.
Yeah, no one's denying that. But I don't think I'd have to be a better man because she's really into Jiraiya.
Mm-hmm.
He was most certainly not a better man.
Yeah. As long as we are on this topic, I do want to bring up something that's a little bit more serious since we're talking about like fan service and stuff. Because this argument is surfacing. Yeah, oh, that's the settings. This argument is surfacing yet again about fan service and about anime. And here we go. So a little image here. We have two characters from the series, bottom tier character Tomozaki. It's a romance series about a gamer who gets some advice from the popular girl at school about how to be popular and still be a gamer. And basically, these are like 15, 16-year-olds in swimsuits, like you would see just about every like 15, 16-year-old girl wear.
Yeah, every summer, basically, if you go to the beach.
And when people say stuff like this, I don't listen to people who retweet anime of children in swimwear, and then he uses the word here, the magic word.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. I actually look, if you join the Weebs and Waifus Discord in there, I'm actually like pretty active in there. I believe it was either Tuffety or Muffler Tape who like got into like the whole like definition argument of all that stuff, and well, this does not fit the category of that stuff legally.
No, it doesn't.
And basically what you're saying about this is you think that when you go to the beach, every girl who's wearing a swimsuit or exposing any sort of skin is nighttime activities material.
Yeah.
If you think everyone just looks at this because they want to jerk it to this, that says more about you than it does about me.
It says a lot more about you. I looked at that and already knew that they were underage.
Yeah. Well, generally because anime characters tend to be underage.
Well, yeah, but look at their face, like the way their faces are drawn.
Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things like yeah.
As long as like you just have to be a not degenerate piece of shit, honestly. Be a good human being. Don't be the worst type of human being, basically, because to me that literally is pretty much the worst type of human being you can be.
Mm-hmm.
And
castration at the minimum.
I think it should just be no trial, shotgun trial.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, to get like really into it, do you know who Ed Piskor is?
No.
He was a cartoonist who was recently accused of that kind of stuff. It was all false. He ended up neck roping.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, that's different.
There should absolutely be a trial because that kind of stuff happens.
No, I'm saying if it's proven.
Yeah, well, if it's proven, it would take a trial to prove it.
That's true. But I'm saying if
like a conviction should automatically carry the worst kind of sentence. I don't want to say.
Well, yeah, no jail is what I mean then.
Yeah.
Trial, yes. No jail. No jail though. Just instantaneous, like, oh, guilty.
And it's not. Look, I will make the distinction. I think there's a little bit of a difference between that and just doing it with an underage person. Like if someone who's like 15, 16 or whatever like that, there's a different set of rules that applies to that. But if you're actually the PDF file,
yes.
Yeah, go out in the worst way possible, please.
Yes. But we also have to protect those who are wrongly accused of things like that. Mm-hmm. And to say that, like, let's say somebody reads or watches, I don't know if that's an anime yet, but let's say somebody reads that manga, doesn't make them a bad person because that, like, there is episodes of Naruto that's on Cartoon Network where it
is an anime
really naked in the bathhouse. There's a whole episode about that.
Yeah, that episode always infuriated me. I think I said this last week. The bathhouse episode where Naruto basically gets framed for peeking on the girls.
Yeah.
I always fucking hated that episode. Not because it was a bad episode, but because Naruto gets done so dirty by everyone. And in the end, they all like...
He did literally nothing.
Mm-hmm. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep. Rock Lee gets his ass kicked, though. They all beat him up.
Yeah. Again, he didn't mean to. Rock Lee is like the most pure of heart kind of person.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the chicks beat him up.
I wouldn't put it past Sakura to do that. Yeah.
Or, you know.
Ten.
But yeah,
Anyway.
that right there, I don't even consider that fan service. And to say that, like, just because somebody retweets that doesn't make them that. Again, it says more about you.
Yeah. Do you want to continue on with judging people for the retardation?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I have a Twitter take that's going to take us a little bit out of the anime here, and
let's go
back into some Western stuff. Can you read that? Can you see what it says?
They get hate because they are horribly written.
The reason I found this is because someone retweeted it saying that Stormfront is a literal German.
You can say the
fanboy.
word. I'm pretty sure you can get away with saying the word.
You can get away with saying Nazi?
I think so.
All right, well, I'm just going to say Nazi.
Well,
either way,
her character is actually a Nazi.
Yeah, like she was part of the Third Reich and all that. I know that much about the boys. Anyway, the rest of these characters are literally the most awful like characters. Well, I don't know about this. Well, she's actually kind of awful. She's kind of awful to Peter Parker in those movies.
In Spider-Man 3.
Well, just overall, like someone was talking about like how much of a bitch she actually is across the entire set of movies.
I don't even know who the one in the middle right is.
Middle right here.
Yeah.
That is Lois Lane from My Adventures with Superman.
Oh, yeah.
The bitch who throws herself off a building to make Clark reveal his secret identity that he's keeping secret to protect the people close to him.
All right, first female Doctor. Everybody hated that who was a fan of Doctor Who.
Everyone hated it more so because of all the bad writing rather than just Jodie Whittaker.
And the timeless children.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, is all the bad writing.
She-Hulk was literally like anti-men the entire, and she's a slut.
She-Hulk was literally the most unfunny, unlikable, self-contradicting character you could fucking write. She's in the same scene, she's sitting there yelling at Bruce about being able to control her anger. She's losing her fucking temper.
And she also talks shit on every one of the male Avengers throughout that. She sucks. And she whores around for like 3 episodes, and then she whores around with Daredevil and makes him do the walk of shame home. She sucks. You would break up any one of you would break up with that woman. Now, Captain Marvel got most of the shit because Brie Larson in real life being an idiot.
Yeah, plus not being the real Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers was actually like a proper character.
Yes.
She was Miss Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
But the MCU, Carol Danvers kind of sucked. Like her whole backstory was, oh, they wouldn't let me play baseball because I'm a girl. Well, yeah. Because you want to know why? Men tend to outperform women in sports.
Yes.
By a long shot. And I can bring up Serena Williams losing to the number 200 seed of the men's league after talking shit.
Before we get into the Star Wars one, there's 2. I just want to say everybody disliked Wanda because of WandaVision. No one had a problem with Wanda until WandaVision. Where her entire point was to go and murder another version of herself while keeping an entire town trapped against their will and brainwashing them. And then she ends the show by murdering another version of herself and stealing the kids. Or replacing the mother that was there or something.
That's Multiverse of Madness, isn't it?
That's the beginning of Multiverse of Madness because they know not a lot of people watch WandaVision. But more people went to go see Multiverse of Madness. And then in Multiverse of Madness, her whole point is to find those kids.
Yeah, it's...
And she sucks in Multiverse of Madness. She's just like she has no reason to be evil.
Yeah, it's... Again, she's hated more because of bad writing than actually her character. Like, she was written very poorly.
Rey is hated for, again, mostly the same reason. Like, most people don't have a problem with Daisy Ridley. Now, I'll be honest with you, she's pretty much a wood plank when it comes to acting. Like, there's not a lot there. I have not seen her in a movie where she does amazing. Now, my mom said she watched this movie with Daisy Ridley in it. That was like an indie movie or something like that. And it was pretty good. Like, she had range in there. She's like, I didn't even see her as Rey. My mom is not a fan of Rey as a character. And now she took all of the agency away from Luke Skywalker, from Han Solo, from Leia even. She's instantaneously good without any training. In The Force Awakens, she beats a dude who has been trained since he's 4 years old. In the way
she should have gotten her ass kicked in that scene, by the way.
Exactly. And she beats him, and then she's instantly, literally 2 weeks go by between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. It's like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. She just gets to or a couple days, something like that, and she just gets there to Luke. She bitches out Luke most of the time, and she instantaneously is just good enough to go up against. She has done no lightsaber training. None. She has used a lightsaber one time to fight Kylo Ren and somehow won. And then she goes on to, at most, a week or two later, by the end of The Last Jedi, and she's kicking ass against Praetorian guards, which makes no sense. And then
You gotta remember that I am one with the Force is with me.
Well, I am all of the Jedi. You should not even have the connection to any of them.
And
just the Force.
Again, it was really just the way Rey was written. Her acting didn't help, but most of the problems was the fact that Rey was written as an awful character.
But none of us had a problem with Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, but
nobody had a problem with Daisy Ridley.
And then we get to probably the worst person on this list, next to She.
So Moses Ingram, she got a couple crappy, which don't go and attack the actor or the actress unless they literally are going out and attacking fans. She didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
She was excited to be in that show. She was excited to do what she was doing. And she did get a couple. Disney had to go out and say that she got thousands of racist hate comments. No, she didn't. She got a couple that she posted that were DMs that she got that were calling her names that you shouldn't call anybody. And the show wasn't even out yet, right? So she's getting all this shit. And honestly, I would probably make a statement or two as well. Like, watch this show. You haven't even seen me in it yet. But it's not about race. It never was. Like, there's all these different races in Star Wars, bro. We've seen black people before. No one cares. Like, the point here is her writing, and honestly, the character itself is an idiot.
Yes.
So, here's the thing. You also would not know that Anakin Skywalker is Vader just because he came in and wiped out all the Jedi in the temple, and you happen to be there. For all you know, once everybody in there was wiped out, the clones killed him too. Right? So, like, you don't know that that's Vader. That, first of all, makes zero sense. Second of all, your big plan to get back at Vader, because he killed all of the younglings around you and stabbed you, which, by the way, you should be dead, right? You should continuously be dead just from getting stabbed as a child, because if a lightsaber is going to kill a grown adult by getting stabbed, in pretty much every movie except for the sequels and except for anything Disney Star Wars now, if you get stabbed by a lightsaber, you might hit an organ or two. If you stab at most 10-year-old child, you're hitting at least 3, 4, 5 organs and breaking bones, and that you're not healing from that. You're a child. So her big plan is to, all right, somehow she survives, somehow she doesn't get captured, and then somehow becomes an Inquisitor. So my plan is, because Vader, who I somehow know is Vader's, because Anakin killed all these younglings around me and killed all the Jedi, I'm going to then become an Inquisitor, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to kill and hunt down more Jedi so that I can get closer to Vader so that I can kill Vader. So I'm going to go and do his bidding for years, hunting down innocent Force users and killing them and or turning them into exactly what I am because I got stabbed. And so she's doing the exact same shit that he did in order to get close
Yeah,
games.
they could have easily made her character really good. Like
Yes.
she's secretly an agent who's like pretending to kill all these Jedi, but like helping them escape.
Yes.
And like at the time, you could like make it all about like how she thinks she's getting away with it, but like the other Inquisitors know, and they're kind of using her to actually track down like all the Jedi she's helping. Like they're on the back end watching all her moves, so like she gets involved with Obi-Wan Kenobi and all of that stuff. But you can never bring Vader into it because Vader doesn't see Kenobi at any point in between Episode 3 and 4.
And
that is
also,
lore. That is canon.
Yes, that's canon. And also, she gets stabbed not once, but 2 times. And here's the thing. Vader would not in a million years have let her live since the first time she talked back to him. She talked
the moment she gave lip, he literally would have just force choked her into submission and being like, "Yeah, I'm done with you."
Well, he
Yes,
force chokes
he was
her
in a
and then
good
just
mood.
lets her go. He force
was
chokes her. He does force choke her when they're in the Fortress Inquisitorius, and then drops her and lets her go, and then tells her to go back out there and keep hunting Jedi, which she does to go hunt down Kenobi, and then you have her freaking like fuck up along the way, right? And then Vader comes back in, and she tries to fight Vader, and then gets stabbed again. Bro, Vader in no way, shape, or form
would
leave you there.
Yeah,
Would
no,
leave you.
if
Bro, he literally
in a good mood for a minor offense, he may let you off the hook. He may just choke you, tell you off, and leave you on the floor gasping for air. Any other situation, it is a 101% kill ratio.
Bro, and here's the thing. Seconds earlier, he's grabbing a ship, stopping it from leaving, and then lets it go. Bro, he would literally, as soon as he stopped your lightsaber, he didn't even fight. He didn't even use his saber to fight her, by the way. And as soon as she tried again, bro, turn you into a ball of mush. He could do that with his mind. He doesn't even have to raise his hand. Like the rage within that person is so intense. He could make you submit and fall to your knees, and he would behead your ass. He would not leave you there with a stab wound. He would behead you, yo. Done.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. Reva was, again, a victim of really bad writing. The reason people hated the character wasn't because she was a woman. They would have been perfectly fine if she was a good character that people could like. The issue was the show was absolutely awful, for one, and the character was even worse.
Yes.
She was stupid and overall just the most illy conceived character you could have put into Kenobi.
Oh, she was literally there because they needed a female character to subvert Anakin and Obi-Wan. You could have done an interesting Kenobi show that went back and forth between Vader and Kenobi and have them never meet, but still have them. You could even have one moment where they're close enough to each other on the same planet or something that they sense one another. But that goes against the fact that Kenobi never should have left Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. And Vader
and he never should have met Leia or anything. That show was just a clustercluck of bad writing.
That was just bad altogether. Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with Moses Ingram. It had everything to do with the character and the writing and just how bad the show was altogether.
All right. Yeah, it's one thing, but I want to let's do some happy things. So you said you like the From Software games, right?
I do.
Do you also like dinosaurs?
I do.
Okay, well, there's a guy out there making a indie game kind of like that.
What?
I shit you not. This is an actual thing that this guy is making. I'll show you the account afterward, but this is basically what the gameplay looks like.
Bro, is that Ichigo's sword?
I'm not sure, but
it looks a lot like.
Gene Yugen. This is basically his Dino Blade game. Is I think that's Cloud's sword actually. This is all like the kind of stuff he does.
Yeah, that's Cloud Sword.
So like, it is one of the most creative concepts I have ever seen on the internet. Like, this shit is fucking hilarious looking. Like, I would play the hell out of this game if it actually became a real thing.
Oh, it will. He's pretty far in by now. You could, at least it seems.
Right. He did some Wolverine stuff. There's more. So it seems more like the hack and slash kind of stuff of like Stellar Blade rather than from like a From Software thing, but kind of similar where it's a lot of like more technical combat. Either way, I mean,
Cool concept, cool idea.
dude, I love the internet for shit like that.
I wonder if there's gonna be a story.
Like, someone just like randomly comes up with the idea, what if we made a sword fighting game, but all our characters are dinosaurs wielding swords in their mouths?
I also would like the idea of a From Software type fighter or like game in general with that type of combat and everything, where you just fight dinosaurs.
That's Monster Hunter.
No, kinda. Kinda. Yeah.
And yeah, Monster Hunter is a fantastic game. I love that stuff.
I only played a little bit of Monster Hunter. I never really got into it.
Oh fuck, that's loud. Sorry, I gotta turn this
I
down.
know I would get into it if I started playing it again.
Yeah, I am huge on Monster Hunter World. I love that. Monster Hunter Wild is going to be coming out sometime in the near future. I need to get a PC for that because
the mods are going to be sick.
Well, have you seen Lethal and Maza do their playthrough of Monster Hunter World?
I have not.
Check it out, dude. Lethal plays as 2B the whole time.
Sick.
Yeah, and I was talking to D-Day Direwolf too, because I streamed Monster Hunter a while back. And he's got some really good mods that he's installed for his game too. Love it.
Awesome.
But that was something good. We're going to go back to something that's actually kind of like hilariously bad here. So there's a big thing about like CGI in anime.
Yes.
A lot of people will say it's bad. Some people will say you shouldn't knock it because it's actually good and it helps the animators and all that.
Sometimes it can be done well, like in Chainsaw Man. Other times it can be done horribly, like in Seven Deadly Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins, Berserk 2016. There's also a bunch of like low tier isekai / fantasy stuff that gets this kind of treatment.
Huh.
Yeah, this. I gotta turn this way down. Look at how bad this CGI is. I think this is the Misfit of Demon Academy. Just let's see how much I gotta pause here just for a second, but it gets worse in this clip. One of the things, like, I watched a series a while back called The Returner's Magic Should Be Special. And that's awful CGI in that, dude. I don't know what the worst CGI I've seen though is, because I've watched a little bit of X-Arm. That one was awful. Berserk 2016, I couldn't stand. But at the same time, Ari Ferreta season 1 ends with one of the worst CGI combat scenes I have ever seen. And
I mean, this is terrible.
And Kamikatsu, that's another one. Kamikatsu has some of the laziest animation in like history. I think we can finish this clip now. Just wait until the dragon turns and just that's it. Like, look, I did a whole video on this a while back about how CGI in anime can be good. It helps on cost and time saving. It's easier on the animators, okay? The issue is I still want it to look good. Okay, I
Yeah,
still
Chainsaw Man makes it look
CGI.
good.
Yeah,
I was,
Chainsaw Man, the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie,
I mean, I was
Cowboy
pretty turned
Bebop.
off by it the first time I saw it in Chainsaw Man, and then I was like, oh, they're actually doing this good.
Well, what they do is they make everything so high speed that you can barely tell. It's a really good way of hiding it.
Yeah, but also it makes sense because they only do it with certain devils and with those like characters that are like Chainsaw Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they turn into it, like you only see Katana Man and Chainsaw Man in CG. Everybody else is normal. Everything else is normal. And then for certain devils, they'll use CG. It's not like anything else, but it makes sense because they're otherworldly creatures and beings, right? So they would look insanely different. So it kind of works there.
My big issue, so there was a really like big like blow up over the Swordsmith Village arc in Demon Slayer. I think it had bigger problems than CGI. Mostly
Yes.
that it was probably one of the weakest arcs in Demon Slayer. Hashira training in Swordsmith Village, meh. Okay.
Meh.
However, after Hashira training is Infinity Castle, and there is some absolutely awesome stuff. Beside the point, people complained about CGI in Demon Slayer, and what they complained about wasn't all that bad. They actually missed some of the like the really good CGI that Demon Slayer used for like smoke effects. Like
Yeah.
when people are like smoking a pipe, like
Yeah,
all
it
the
looks
smoke coming
good.
off of it was like CGI. It looked fantastic.
It looks really good.
And even the fish that people were complaining about were largely okay. The CGI wood dragon, still okay. My biggest complaint was the like tiny fish, the ones with like the little like razor hands.
Yep.
Those actually looked pretty awful.
Yeah, they did. The big fish wasn't as bad.
Everything else though was passable, was acceptable, or even looked really, really good.
I actually had a problem with the CGI that was used for the demon and Mugen Train.
Oh yeah, actually, and Moo
Egg
when
pops
they
up, it looks terrible.
yeah, I was actually like that's a point I made in the video, I think, where I was talking about how and like one of the bad things about CGI is you need to find a way to hide the contrast between the 2D and the 3D
Yep.
because they look so different.
It looks-
And Enmu's transformation there is an example of like how not to do CGI by putting 2D assets right on top of the CGI. Another thing that's done that is Saw a Spider So What? They made a CGI dragon, which the dragon didn't look bad on its own. But once you put all of the side characters riding on the back of the dragon, now you have a point at which you can like clearly compare and contrast the two different styles of animation. And it pulls you out of the moment. You're like, oh, well, that looks weird. That looks really weird.
Also,
Meanwhile,
I
go
will
ahead.
say Attack on Titan does CGI pretty well.
Up until season 4, yes.
Well, there's parts of season 4 that look whack, and other parts of season 4 that look really good with the CG.
I didn't like a lot of the CGI in season 4. However, like the very first episode of Attack on Titan does use CGI
Yep.
for the display of the ODM and for the Titan.
Uh-huh.
And it looks good. And even like later on in season 1, when you have all the scouts riding out and the Lady Titan attacks, like all the horses are CGI, but you can barely tell because most of the shots are distant.
Right,
It's
yeah.
so distant you can barely tell.
But it saved the animators money.
Yes, actually. Yeah. Cowboy Bebop actually uses a lot of CGI in one of the best scenes in their movie. And it's this like really complex like fighter scene where you have Spike in the Swordfish 2 fighting against like Mars military aircraft.
Oh yeah.
Like there are parts of his ship that are CGI'd in. But they're small little things that actually look good because it mimics the smoothness that you would see in like actually flying a plane.
Yeah.
Like the gentle movements that he's in there. Once everything starts jerking around and he's flying all over the place, you don't notice anything. Like it all blends so well. And same with the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Like the second half of Gogeta. It's Gogeta versus Broly, and both their characters are entirely in CGI. but you wouldn't notice unless you're specifically looking for it. Like I didn't notice the first time I watched the movie, but I recently rewatched it back and I realized, holy crap, they used so much CGI for this insane animation and it looks good.
Yeah,
So
I never
really,
seen
like,
I wouldn't know.
I prefer the 2D stuff, but I will accept CGI 3D assets if you make it look good.
Sorry, there's like something in my eye. I don't even know what it is.
I was about to say, you're really struggling there, dude.
Bro, it's these long eyelashes. I can't help it. They like get stuck together sometimes. It's annoying.
I got one more thing I do want to try and get through before you go.
Yeah,
this should be really quick.
I got like 10 minutes.
Okay, we should be able to get through this. This is the Jujutsu Kaisen Hall of Shame tweets.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Bro, this is going to be... I looked at some of them. Oh, fuck. Haruto's stronger than me because I would have unzipped Nanami's pants and showed Shibuya a real incident. Like, holy fuck, dude. I mean, it's a chick, but holy hell. What you want to know is Jujutsu Kaisen, like female Jujutsu Kaisen fans are the same as male Chainsaw Man fans for the most part.
Yeah.
They see some of the cringiest stuff about these characters. I hate that one. Again, Hall of Shame because it's just a retard take. Goku full power versus Sukuna. I'm sorry, but I'm saying Goku wins that easy.
Yeah, probably.
This one is just straight up admitting to some crimes here. I'm actually gonna I'm just gonna do this so it's probably a little bit clearer for everyone. So you're telling me Mr. Mount Fuji head ass dick face Gojo or Jogo can grab his giant in broad daylight, but I can't because allegedly he's fictional and dead?
Yeah, you can't.
What the hell are you on? And like he's clearly not doing any of that here.
Bro, don't cosplay Nanami. You'll get attacked by chicks at a con.
Same with Gojo.
Jesus. They got shit for Nanami on here. God damn.
Uh-huh. And here's some Japanese creepy
What?
Like hentai level description.
What?
It gets worse and worse as you read more of it.
What? And it's not even like it's not even coherent sentence.
Well, it's translated.
Oh. Still.
Yeah. It actually all looks like Chinese. Because there is no otherwise that's all written in kanji. And Chinese kind of looks like that. So
what? Yo.
Like who the hell would willingly post this stuff?
Yeah, like
that is like I want Makima to step on me kind of shit.
Yep. Bruh. Bruh.
Oh boy. Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
I think that's enough suffering because this goes on for a very,
This
very long time. I just wanted to show some of the first ones because holy fuck. This is like
some thirsty ass motherfuckers out there, yo.
and this is why I can understand when like Caleb like makes fun of anime and stuff. Like I understand. I understand why
No,
some
I
people don't want to
totally
watch it
understand.
because this shit, like I'm not one of those people. I don't care about that shit. You know what I want to see? I want to see dudes in super suits murdering kaiju, okay?
Yes. Hell yeah.
That's what I want to see. But some people, all they can think about is the horny stuff, and they're probably the same people who would call you a worst kind of human being for being okay with a 16-year-old in a bikini.
Yeah, probably. Even though that's in like how many forms of media?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably go back to like 90s movies and find shit like that in them.
Absolutely. 100%. Movies today. And it's not weird. Like done not in a weird way. Just a scene that happened.
Yep. And I think you still got a little bit more time. There is one thing that was like a big item on the list that I need to check off. This won't take too long. We need to salute a fallen hero.
Okay.
We need to salute an absolute internet legend who is no longer with us.
Yes. I did hear about this. Thanks to side scrollers.
Doge has departed for heaven. Now Doge has gone to the moon, as has Dogecoin. Rest in peace,
Cabo
soldier. You have done the Lord's work on this
He
world.
goes now to the halls of his ancestors.
Forever running in the park up in the sky.
Bro, I hope my dog lives to be at least 18. My first dog did.
Yeah, for real though, I mean, this dog lived a good life. I mean, there's photos somewhere in here of the lady who owns her, like carrying her around like in the dog's like bed mat.
Aww.
Like from what I understand, she was like a rescue that she found and like took her in, and then what sparked internet fame is she took that picture of the dog sitting with her paws crossed.
And yeah, and the other one where the dog's looking over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, one of the absolute like legends of the internet right there.
Yeah, literally more legendary than most people.
You aspire to be the level of legendary that Doge is.
Dude, yeah. That was one of the original fucking memes ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. You legend, you piece of internet meme history.
I bet you that dog's funeral was huge.
I mean, dude, it was like there was a massive number of articles that came out about it.
I'm sure there was a big,
over the week.
like, especially in Japan, I'm sure a ton of people got together and did something for it.
Right. I mean, this is kind of like a side tangent, but I was actually learning. I was doing a little bit of research and went down a rabbit hole about I ended up with me watching a video about the assassination of Shinzo Abe. And this is going to go really sideways, but when they held his funeral, people actually cosplayed as his killer at the funeral. Do you know why?
No.
So basically, the guy who shot him, did it because Abe was connected to a cult, actually. And the guy had watched his mother be ripped off by that cult. And like he had a bunch of different targets, but then he realized that in order to make the most impact and the easiest person to get to would be Abe.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know what that cult is?
What cult?
It was an offshoot of Christianity called the Unification Church.
Oh,
Moonies.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, apparently they had a lot of like connections with powerful people in Japan, and the assassination prompted a massive investigation to into the corruption. It was wild. Like I was listening to the video about it. This guy's like talking about like the assassin basically got everything he wanted.
Yeah,
He
seems like
wanted the Unification Church exposed for their extortion and for their manipulation of politics, and he
well,
got it.
he got what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
Which is why people ended up cosplaying as the killer.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's wild. That's some
Yeah.
cool little piece of history there.
I mean, sad that someone had to die for it, but
Yeah, but still
it's
interesting.
a thing.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, weird little stories like that. I get it, like a morbid fascination. Like I listened to the full Aussie do like a whole like dive into Chris Chan lore.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was. Ooh.
I know about that thanks to Gundam.
I haven't been watching Gundam for that long, but I did watch like the full Aussie do like a dive on like a 3-hour video of Chris Chan's history, and oh God, it's so fucked up with it, like
Yes.
that whole story. Like I just feel bad because like basically the guy was neglected by his parents. That's the whole like reason that he ended up that way.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's just a freaking tragic story. Well, if
On
you
that-
need to get going, I think it's probably a good time for you to cut out, and I will cover the last few topics I have on my own. Thank you for
Cool.
giving me a little bit of your time.
Yeah, of course.
And I always enjoy these random conversations, torturing you with cursed shit that I find on the internet and
Oh, yeah.
awesome
Well, that was
memes
our
that other people produce.
some of that was our stream on my stream on Wednesday. There was some curseness in there too, which I was not ready for.
So, I will let you plug your shit, and then you can get out of here. So, where do they find you?
Yeah, just go over to the RG Energy channel on Wednesday at some point, and it should be live around like mid-afternoon, probably like 12:30, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll be live for a couple hours over there talking about whatever we're talking about this week. I don't even know yet. So yeah, that'll be the next place you guys can find me. Other than that, sometimes I'm on King's Advisors channel for the Witten if I can make it, and you'll catch you back here next Saturday. So without further ado, I'm out of here for the night. If you guys are in America, enjoy Memorial Day. Be safe out there. Not shout out. God bless our fallen soldiers. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the end of that, then enjoy your weekends, guys. To everybody else, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Crimson, thanks for having me.
No problem. Always love having you.
Basically, if you don't have a penis, don't hit on me.
Sorry, I just had to do that last little one while he was on his way out because I don't know, kind of like constantly remind him of his gaffe. Now, I do have a few other random little things that I am going to cover before I close it out. And one of them is obviously, I mentioned this earlier, it was one of the fight picks for the night. And, well, let's bring this up really quick. So one of the things that I always like to say is people like this is a character. Shiro as a character is one that is like entirely underestimated, entirely overlooked as one of the most overpowered characters in anime. I'm going to minimize this so you can see my face. I forgot that was a thing. So here we have two Spider Girls, and well, the choice is obvious of who would win, and I'll explain why. White is just one of the most overpowered characters of all time in anime. Mostly because at any given moment you're fighting her, you're only fighting one piece of a hive mind. Basically, she can operate the main body like a puppet and just transfer her soul into a different body whenever she needs to. There is literally no attack. Well, not literally no attack. There's just about no attack that White doesn't have a counter for. And she's not just a powerhouse. One of the things that like I've noticed from Moonlit Fantasy is that Mio's kind of an idiot. She doesn't use her thinking bone very much. White is all about strategy. She's already proven that she can, deal with enemies that are way more powerful than her with just strategy and wit. It's not even close. Plus, I mean, White's a god. With her deification, she basically has like a massive amount of energy at her disposal. She can drain energy from other people. She can literally drain the life from people just by looking at them. She's obliterated some of the most powerful characters in her universe with a single attack. I mean, White's scythe was even something capable of wounding like supreme gods like D. It's not even close. Not even by a long shot. This spider versus spider battle. Like, there are very few characters that could actually kill White. One of them being probably Rimuru, because she's just her powers aren't nearly as powerful as Rimuru. Her powers aren't up there with Rimuru. He's just straight up OP, probably the most powerful character to have ever existed in anime. That said, though, I think I've done quite a bit. I just wanted to shout out So I'm a Spider, So What? Because that series is great and it deserved a way better anime adaptation than what it got. Hands down. I know some other stuff here I could go over, but really those are better topics. Those are topics that are better for another time. Maybe I will save them for next week, and I will just hold on to them either way. I did want to get that fight night pick out of the way. So yeah, I've had a fun time tonight. It's been almost 2 hours. It's almost been an hour and 40 minutes. And it's getting kind of hot in here. I need to open up some windows, just air things out. I think it's probably the time to call it quits. So with that said, if you're here, you already know where my YouTube channel is. And if you want to follow me elsewhere, you can find me on Twitter at Isaac Hendren. Hopefully in the near future, I will start releasing some other content that you can check out. I'm going to be doing videos this weekend on the Apothecary Diaries. Hopefully I can get that one out at the same time as doing my video on Hero Darky Darks, Relentlessly Bullied Hero. That's kind of my plan for this next week, is to do those two things. And with that said, I am going to call it wraps. I really appreciate everyone who tuned in and listened. I am glad that y'all gave me the time, and I really do appreciate it. So consider liking and subscribing. Show me some love, please. I do appreciate all the actions, all of the interactions. Good night. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it.